This is definitely juice. Anyway, into the video. A little bit about yarn. This is the second video on my series, how to knit on a budget. And this video, I'm going to cover all about yarn. I am going to show you some clips showing you how I go shopping for yarn, what I look for. If you haven't seen my videos before, I'm a little bit of a yarn snob. I like my natural fibers. I like my animal fibers. I do not like my synthetic fibers, so a little bit snobby. I know this. I'm self-aware. Not everyone is as snobby as me. That out of the way. That's what I look for when I go shopping for yarn. I look specifically for those things. There's some people who are more textural, who like to feel things, see how nice it feels. I do that, but if it's not the content that I want, then I don't get it. So I'm going to show you a few of the things that I got from my yarn shopping. So the first stop that I made was at the thrift store. One of the places where you can find cheap yarn is at the thrift store. Usually this is a little bit more full, but I've found a lot of really good things here. Right now these are all kind of lower grade yarns. Probably not going to get anything today. But I have found $45 homespun yarn at this very location. So always keep an eye out at your thrift store. Another way to get virtually free yarn is to get a sweater and take it apart. Now if you come in closer, this is too small. You can't take this apart without ripping the yarn. You want something more like, this is the smallest that you can go. See the stitch, how small it is compared to my finger? Any smaller than this and it'll fall apart. So this is the smallest, and something like, let's see, this size is ideal. This, I like the fiber content, so I'm gonna get this to take apart. I have found before amazing stuff at this one thrift store, not too far away from where I live. I have found gourmet yarn there before. I feel really bad for whoever died, because obviously some grandmother with amazing taste died, because there was expensive yarn there that still had the price tag on it, and they were selling it for $3 for like 4 balls of it. This was one of the balls in a bag of like 3. Now I was looking for fiber content, so I saw a little tag peeking out from in here, so it was still in the bag, so I kind of like squeezed it, teased it out till I could see the tag. The tag had the fiber content, 100% wool, a little bit of nylon, which is the wrapping, and the price tag was still on there. This ball is hand dyed by a female-owned company. I lost the tag, so I don't remember the name. I'll have to find it. If I find it, I'll put it on the screen. This ball goes for $45, and I got it with 3 other different balls, not the same one, for $3. So incredible. Always check your thrift store. You can find incredible things there. If they have like a little craft section, which the one that I usually go to has a craft section with yarn. I found knitting needles there. Amazing place to check for really, really, really cheap things. Unfortunately, usually happens when a grandmother passes away. The other option with thrift stores is you saw, I was looking through some sweaters. Now, sweaters are an amazing way to get lots of, I wouldn't say virtually free, but for the amount, you're maybe getting like, depending on how much you pay for the sweater, I've paid $25 tops for 100% wool, I think merino sweater. I have gotten 2 balls just from the 2 sleeves, so I easily have another 3. So that's 5 balls for $25 for 100% wool is an incredible price. even though that was the steepest one that I've got, I've gotten another one that was wool, rabbit hair, and cotton, and 2 balls off of the sleeves. Amazing feel. I paid $5 for the entire sweater. Now, I picked up this not that nice sweater. Cabling is kind of interesting. I really like the color. The color jumped out at me. This is the smallest you should go. I tend to like knitting with smaller yarn. I'm not really a bulky girl. I like medium weight and smaller. I've been working a lot with fingering weight lately, and I would categorize this as either fine, between fine and fingering. That is the smallest that you can go, taking apart. So if you want to see how to take apart a sweater to get yarn, I have a video on it. I believe it'll be up on this side. So if you want to see that, click over here. I have a full video showing the entire process of how to take apart a sweater for yarn. Now I just want to show this. I don't know if you can see the whole thing. I made this for my son's first birthday, and this is entirely made out of, I like to call it repurposed yarn. So sweaters that I took apart. There's 2 different sweaters, and I made this really cute jumper out of it. Made an entire clothing piece out of repurposed yarn. Another thing to look out for is at craft stores, if you frequent craft stores, is to look out for clearance, because occasionally, no matter what craft store, there's some beautiful sales. I went to Hobby Lobby, which I know everyone doesn't like supporting Hobby Lobby. However, if you are knitting on a budget, that is one of the options, and there's some pretty decent, higher quality yarn that you can find, especially on clearance. Whoa, this is a decent sign, or decent find. $40, but it's clearance at 10. What are you doing? And it's 100% wool, so I'm gonna have to get a few of these. So I will show you what I did to the yarn that I bought. So as you could tell in the video, the yarn was kind of like a weird like jump rope thing. I don't know if I showed it close up, but it was almost like tube knit. Some yarns will be tube knit before doing it. It gives it an interesting texture. I'll show you another ball that I have of it. Now this is a smaller version of what I showed. This is tube knit, which is basically a type of weaving. I don't know why they call it knitting, but you can see that it's kind of woven to create a thicker yarn. Now what I did is I realized once I got into the car, probably should have filmed it, but whatever, I had an aha moment, and so I took that and I took it entirely apart. So now I have 2 balls from that one skein that was $10. 2 balls of 100% wool. This is called roving when it's not spun, I believe. I want to say it's called roving. I'm gonna have to double check that. If I'm wrong, I'll have it on the screen. But this is about a 5-ish weight, I'd say. The only problem is now the yardage is off, and I have no idea how many yards I have. But very excited for this. I really want to go back and get more. So that's what I turned this into. A lot more yarn than what I originally had, and I don't have that big of needles, so it called for like a size 15 or bigger. I think it was like a 21. It was crazy. Definitely don't have that. So taking it apart definitely lowers the sizing a bit. So always look for sales, and always, if you get super chunky and it's woven like that, if you're comfortable with it, take it apart, because you'll have a lot more. Now with this, it is gonna be a little bit sheddy, so I'm not really sure what to make with this. It's not super washed though, so I could potentially felt with this. So that's exciting. Superwash is a process where wool is chemically treated so that when you wash it, it doesn't mat together and create a felted surface, like these slippers. These are knitted in wool that is not treated, and then you scrub it, agitate the fibers, and they mat together almost like a dreadlock, and they create a fabric, which is felting. So maybe I'll do something with that. If you have any ideas, like to hear them down below with any of them. I also don't know what to do with this. My yarn stash is a little out of control. Any ideas I'll take. I don't even know if I want to use this. I might just hold it and caress it. But if you have an idea for it, I'd love to hear it. I did not get this on video. Yesterday, I went to a different Michael's and they had all Lily's Sugar and Cream on clearance. Now this is one of the only brands, I think there's one other brand that's 100% cotton that Michael's sells, and they had these for $1 each. So I got like 3 of each color. I probably should have just loaded up a cart, but I got 12 of them, $12. Amazing price. Now how do I keep track of my yarn stash? I don't really, but I've been working on it. So I have this really cute book. It is also from Hobby Lobby, but it can be easily replicated, where you have space to describe the yarn. Now this was my idea, to tape a little sample of each yarn that I am describing. That way I can keep track of it. This has helped a lot. This actually really helped me because I forgot that some of my sale stuff was made out of this. So I had to make new fiber content tags for this one. And I do also have a decent memory, so I can kind of remember what I have. But this definitely helps me review everything. So I've been working to get through my stash. I honestly don't know if this book will even be big enough for all of it. I'll give you a little preview of what it looks like. I have yarn in so many places. Yeah, that's kind of how I'm trying to stay organized. I also do have my things sorted by fiber content, so wool is in one bag, alpaca is in another, and cotton's another, and then I have the small balls that I've already used, so not enough for like a full project, and then I also have like single balls that I'm planning on using soon. So it's roughly organized. But that is all about yarn on a budget, because I don't like spending all my money, and I'm sure you don't either. And I'm sure all you lovely people have a yarn problem just like me. I've been told many times that I have a problem. Maybe I do, but I like it. So I'm gonna keep doing it because yarn is so pretty. Anyway, see you guys in the next video. Bye.